Okay, start it up.
Well, yeah. Um,
Here's to you, third pod.
Third pod. Yeah, I went to church today. It was good. It was interesting. It was real chilled out. I've been to a lot of churches where I felt pressured. I got to tell you that story about my coworker in the evangelical church I went to. Did I tell you that story ever?
I don't think so, dude. Was this in Gillette?
No, it was in Buffalo, and it's like I can't remember. It's non-denominational. They're all non-denominational. And like
Kind of a red
I've
flag.
been to some cool non-denominational churches and stuff, whatever. But it's like when they're hyper aggressive with I went there and everybody's really singing, and really feeling the Holy Spirit, and everybody's doing it. And if you're not doing it, people are um, then we went through the progression of the sermon and stuff. I mean, they sang for I shit you not, they sang for 45 minutes straight, just jamming out, high-fiving each other, and I'm just not it's like they were praising their own praise. You know what I mean? Look at us, we're cheering for God. Yeah, look at me.
Yep.
And I was like, nah.
That's why sometimes when the band's up there, I'm like, this would be really nice on Saturday. You know what I mean?
But yeah, and so today there was a band, and I kind of had that perception when I first went there, but today wasn't. I didn't get that vibe, but so back to the Buffalo church story. They go through all that, everybody sings, and everybody's into it. If somebody's sitting down, I mean, you would be, it would be you'd be shunned. You could tell it's that type of church. And then the pastor just starts preaching, about God knows what, and but they're the type of church that pray over people, and then they call people out to be saved in the middle of church, and they called me out. They pulled me out and was like, brother, the Lord Jesus Christ is telling me that you need to be saved, and he's telling me that you need to accept Christ in your life. And I just looked at him and I was like, Jesus and I are good, man. And just walk back to my seat, and I'm just like 14, prayed over this 14-year-old boy without him, they just singled people out. I didn't go there to be singled out about, I really went there to support my friend because he was, complaining about how judgmental the people at his church were. And I'm like, well, why are you going to a church where people are judgmental, bro? It just but yeah, today was chill, dude. There's a band on stage, and I had that perception because of how we were raised. It's piano, hymns, and that's great and all, but they just dimmed the lights, dude, and played really chill worship music. And me and my friend sat in the back and just we talked a little bit and then just listened to music. It was, drank some coffee, and everybody was chill, there wasn't a bunch of people hooping and hollering, and there's other people sitting down there, a lot of people standing up, some people their hands up, and it was nobody was singing other than the band, and there's it was pretty chill. I was just trying to be open-minded, I'll be honest with you, because I've always gone into these other churches, with the way that we were raised, and I'm just I'm okay, I'm going to go in and pick the things that I like and focus on those, and just the things that I don't like, just don't focus on those, because there's always going to be something that you don't like wherever you're at and whatever you're doing,
Yeah, and I think the way our church does stuff can be a little rigid maybe and stuff. But I think the things that I visited a lot of churches when I was in like, oh, did you see these guys?
Oh yeah, those are sweet.
They're washing a car. But the
They're
thing,
washing the car.
yeah, I gotta show you this video. Anyway, never mind about all that. But the things I like about it that when I was in Seattle and visited a bunch of churches, and dude, I saw some wild stuff out there. People are doing in their little churches and whatnot. And then you get nice, and I think that you said it really well. You have to kind of go in with an open mind, kind of go in, thinking about a connection, not to the church immediately, but is this a good connection with you in the big chair in the sky? You know what I mean?
Yeah, is it like a good community to be around too? Because like I need a community to go to on Sunday, Dustin. Like I need to I can't I get up and I can only piddle around my house and look at all the rocks that I found for so long, Like
yeah, and I guess I would just say about our church, and it's probably not just like the ritual of the way that they do it, as much as I think that, going to churches in Seattle, maybe think about this, like the things that they do, just the piano, the preacher talking, not just a message, but like it's a message connected to scripture verses. Those things to me like kind of add up to, a more holistic approach to like the purpose of what the community is doing, which is praising God, and I don't think that there's one right way to do it. Now there's wrong ways to do it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so it was good, man. And it was like, it's like, it's just interesting. It's just just trying to find a community, and like doing it in Gillette has been really good. Sybil ditched me today, and like this other new friend of mine didn't. She like reached out and like asked me to go to church with her, and I'm like, yeah,
What do you mean your little daughter ditched you?
She did. She ditched me, man. She ditches me most Sundays. Like,
aw,
hey Sib, what's up? Nothing. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, just hanging out with Saoirse, taking care of my little brother. Cool. Well, do you want to come over today and cook some breakfast, hang out till you go horseback riding? No, actually, I think I want to stay over here and hang out with my little sister. She hung out with me yesterday, all day yesterday. Sybil was with me and stayed the night on Friday night. She was with me most all day Friday. So she was with me more than she has been in a while. And she did say that she wants to start doing a week here and a week at her mom's. And I was like, well, I'll try to figure that out. So, but it was good, man. Like I'm learning how to not be I'm learning how to not let that affect me. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to admit.
It's a phase too, and she's probably going to go the opposite way in a couple of years. And you've always told me, at the very least, that your main, thrust in your communications and relationship with your daughter is supporting your daughter, and being the guy that's, supportive of what her needs are. And that's a good dad. And, girls are just it's a different, and little boy, I mean, they're kids, I guess, in general. They're just, they're wild. They don't really know who they are yet, but it'll always come back around, and she thinks about like, who's always been there for me? Like, who's my person, and that's what you are, dude. So
yeah,
I encourage you on that, you're
yeah, I'm really trying to do my best for her, and I'm trying to do my best for myself, because I know that if I'm a sad asshole all the time, like I have been, like I'm not going to be a good dad, like I can't just be fucking mopey Noah that's like, lose, when I lose a girlfriend, like my world's ending. Like I can't just, like
don't let that in with, and I don't think you do. I think
no, but I'm just saying that, like there's been times in my life that I've really struggled, and a lot of them have been when I've lost, significant partners, and like I don't want to be like that in anything anymore. I want to be resilient with myself and like build relationships that matter and build friendships that matter. And like, you know, like just keep learning, because that's all we can do, like I, you know,
Yeah, man. I think you're on the right path, and the path of least resistance is the least rewarding, you know. And so we talked about this earlier, but when you go through these struggles, if you can just move the ball down the field a yard or two, that's especially when it's the hardest. That's when you get the biggest gains, and it's just like going to the gym or I'm trying to read more right now. It's like I'm a fat guy. It's like a fat guy trying to run.
yeah.
It's so hard to read right now. And I don't know because I'm so distracted all the time. And then I start skimming or I read a page and I'm like, I don't even remember what the fuck was on that page. You know what I mean? But it's just the practice, the ritual of the thing that you're doing is the reward in itself. And I mean, you get that. I'm not saying anything new right now, but it's just, this is just encouragement to you to just keep doing it,
Oh yeah, you too, dude. I mean, we all got to just keep doing it, and that's just the thing. It's like you just got to keep chasing it, And I just want better for Sybil. I want better for myself, Like I'm going after this job because, man, if I get this job, I very well could be working from home a lot, and I'll be traveling a lot, and so I'll be meeting lots of people, lots of new people. I'll be experiencing new stuff, and I'll be like actively engaging in like exciting like things that I find exciting, which are like finding good talent for the company I work for. Like I know what a good HVAC control tech is going to be for Long Building Technologies, and so like I'm putting my effort into that. I'm putting my effort. I'll be honest, like I've met this friend, this girl that has I've told you about her, and I've met some other people that like I feel like really solid about, and I'm just like really trying to spend my time really deliberately, especially with her because like she's the type of girl that I would date. So I've told her, I'm really only looking for a friendship, and that's all. And she's, her too, but I'm not negating myself the opportunities that I've been putting myself out there, like doing the volunteering, doing the getting into like the local politics, like
talk about that volunteering again, just for listeners that may not know the deets, if you will.
Well, I just went to the Salvation Army and started talking to them about how to volunteer, and you just go and help them every now and then when they just acquired a new building, and we just went and helped like move stuff. And since I know
you kind of organize an inventory, kind of that kind of stuff,
yeah, just whatever they need help with. Like I've just helped them like moving equipment because nobody knows anything about electrical or HVAC, and I'm a big guy that can move heavy fucking stuff, So like they just bought this new building, but what the Salvation Army here does is I don't know if I'm sure this is what they all do. All the money they make, they buy food and then distribute the food to the community. And they bought this new building next door, and they're going to expand their pantry. And so they're moving all their stuff into their pantry, trying to make a bigger thrift store. So I just volunteered there, and that's how I met this friend of mine. Her name is Rainer.
Yeah, like the general from StarCraft.
Like the general from StarCraft, yeah. And she's very, very, she's pretty cool. She's got some pretty cool daughters. She's a widow and pretty unique. She was raised under the Iron Curtain of the Mormons, like hardcore, like yeah, like small town, more like Mormonville, kind of crazy.
What's this? How'd she get out of the church? There's a
her husband
girl, but do you ever meet Nanette at our church? Blonde, maybe 40, 44, kind of a badass lady, has, she was former Mormon, has how many kids?
I think we might not want to be talking about other people's personal stuff too much if we're gonna put this out too.
Yeah, and I won't go too far into it, but she's a great mom, really accomplished, super competitive. We did a hot wing challenge last year for this, the hot ones. Basically, it was my idea, and we mimicked it off of that. And Nanette and I were the two at the end, and she beat me because I was just like, "You're gonna die." Like we were doing like a 1.4 million Scoville. I can't remember. It was like the bomb, I think it was called.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, by the end of it, I went outside and puked, and she passed out in the girls' bathroom. But her story was like she found out she got married, grew up Mormon. Their parents weren't like super Mormon, but there was a little story that, good dad, kind of protected her from a lot of the kind of Mormon weird stuff, apparently. But anyway, she got out of the church because she found out. We'll edit her name out, maybe. We'll cut that, right? She got out of the church because she found all these sort of things that were men are better than women, men get a planet, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, if you're that embedded, you get married at the temple, everyone you know is in that community. That takes a lot of just personal bravery to go through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, her husband died, and her husband was a good man, apparently, like took care of her. Husband died, and she was like, she's real eccentric, right? She's like real eccentric. And so she doesn't fit the mold of the Mormon wife, right? So she was always told to bring it down. She's like 6 foot tall. She wears like 2 different earrings. She's like just a real eccentric person. And so like, like it was always like she just, I guess, she saw all that too, like the misogynistic stuff, like how they were ruled over, like, and she's like, I can't let my daughters be subjected to this. I was raised in this, and I got to get away from it. So they excommunicated her, I guess, and she just took off in a trailer and traveled around all of the country for 4 or 5 years with her daughters, homeschooling them during COVID and shit.
Sweet.
Yeah, dude. She's a cool chick. She is a cool.
Anybody that does something like that's got some chutzpah,
Oh, dude, she's had cancer twice and beat it twice. And she's an impressive person. Like somebody you definitely want to be like, I am going to make friends with you before anything else, because a friendship with you is, like you can learn a lot from somebody as resilient as her,
Yeah.
Like, I think,
could you just like talk a little bit more about that? Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab something out of this refrigerator.
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Oh shit. I'll point out, I've got my antelope up here. Some picture of Sybil. Cool painting my dad had us commissioned right there. Can't. Oh no, that one's Dustin. Dustin gave me this one. It's pretty cool. That's a Sybil picture. That's a little Noah art. My dad commissioned that one. That one's the one you gave me right there.
Oh yeah.
I've got an orchid in bloom right here. Little orchid in bloom. Got my antelope skull. I like my background. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'm just like, dude, just like fucking foot forward today. Like I've just been like through the grog, just been like church was good. And this was the message I took from it. Isaiah was like, what is it?
No weapon formed against me will prosper.
It was Joshua 1 through 11, the whole, 40 years journey into the promised land. Like,
oh yeah. I thought you were referencing a quote from Sovereign Shielding. Which actually relates to the email I sent you. And a lot of what we're talking about, we don't have to go down that whole thing. But what I find about a lot of the things you're talking about, and those concepts, I don't know if we want to go into that for the pod. It'd be kind of wild, kind of fun. basically the idea is, even without the Christian perspective on top of it, that sort of there's dimensions around us, right? And that we as humans have this thing we call souls, but terminology differs from different historical or mythological sort of perspectives and stuff. But those are sort of, we're hybrids because we are physical in form, but have this sort of multi-dimensional aspect to us, this universally, sort of an energy that is harvested by these sort of entities and whatnot. Blah, 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 blah. We have to get into all that. However, the things that they really like are despair, fear, anxiety. These sort of fuel this, this output that they harvest from us. So this earth is sort of a farm for this dimensional energy. But we don't, that's a hilarious way of looking at it. But really what you're talking about in a lot of your life that I am applying to my life, which kind of applies to this, is creating community that are resilient, that are sort of, independent, and also that promote like growth, happiness, fulfillment, awareness of our surroundings, sustainable ways of living our lives, so that we cultivate a positive energy around us. We cultivate, and from a Christian perspective, we're doing what we were sort of built as humans to do, which is like edifying, and redeeming things rather than destroying them. And I don't know. I think that cuts across a lot of different cultures.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like they're like the goodness. There's like we can all choose good, and like.
Did you ever see Little Nicky?
Yeah.
At the end, they're like, release the good.
Yeah, dude. I'm feeling good about like just following like I really like the euphemism of like the path of life, right? Like I really do like apply it to like how, like I spend time outdoors and how like hunt and like how like I have to like research and find these paths that I am traveling to go try to find these areas that I want to go do these things in. And there's things in life that I want to do. And I know that like I got to go down some paths. And man, I really have, like just been like climbing mountains and fucking looking for rocks and just, not really figuring out exactly what I want. And like, today's like message for me, and like one of the things that I've been really focusing on is like, what really like matters? Like, what do you really want? Like you don't need anything. But what do you want? Like
there's a Latin phrase from a like a famous book, is the title of the book, and it's Quo Vadis, and that just means where are you going?
Yes.
That kind of like, what do you want? Like, what is the if time is actually, not how we exactly perceive it, but sort of a continuity of events that sort of are all occurring at the same time, right? Like you kind of create a perspective that draws you towards a different timeline than you might be on. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's kind of complicated.
No. I do know what you mean, and I totally feel what you mean. And I do have to cut this short because I've gone over what I said I was going to go over. But I really I like what we're doing, and I really do. I've just been like, I'm impressed with both of us and like the maturity levels that we've. I don't know, dude. You could just tell like we've both been working at it because we both really we struggle with some of the same stuff, and like, man, right there, the stem of life, like
right. That's the energy field. You know what I mean?
Where'd that come from?
That's like I try to like do a little fuckery from time to time.
That's yours.
Well, it's AI, but
yeah, but you prompted it.
Yeah,
yeah,
weirdness.
You prompted it. That
Yeah, we didn't start there. I'll send you the okay. So on YouTube, I have this stupid thing, right? It's like basket weaving for crazy people. I just sit there and edit videos and make stupid music. That keeps me sane for some stupid, you know what I mean? Everybody has their thing. I don't know, some people will follow all the sports stats, whatever it is. And anyway, I made one about it's called the singularity cycle. And it's like, do you know about the singularity?
Yeah.
Right. So that's when AI basically has like AG, which is maybe that's not it. It's like when artificial intelligence becomes smart enough to like evolve itself.
Yeah, it's when quantum computing and AI merge.
Dude, I think it's Tower of Babel kind of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna happen in like it's gonna happen in like 5 to 6 years, dude.
Yeah, but anyway, I made this is in this like video I made about it. Anyway, it's stupid. Love you, dude.
Let's pot again this week.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm down. I'm
Okay.
traveling Thursday, but then I'm available after that.
Okay. You
Maybe
should
let's do
come.
it before,
Yeah, Tuesday if you're around.
Tuesday works.
Let's do Tuesday. You should really think about coming to Gillette sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could plan a project for us to do a long weekend and we could have Sybil. It would be fun. She would love it, dude.
Yeah, man. And also, just for the schedule of events, come down to Rock Springs anytime too. Just for a little change of air,
Oh yeah.
There's little activities to be had that are sort of, engaging outside of just hanging out and, chilling, etc. that well. But let's have a little fun. But
Absolutely.
let's finish by saying, okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there.
It is fucking cold, dude.
You know what today is?
It's
Groundhog Day.
It is Groundhog Day. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh fuck. It does feel like Groundhog Day.
Today is literally Groundhog Day, and guess what?
I know. Do we have 6 more? Do we have 6 more weeks? 6 more weeks. Shucks. All right, man. I'll text you tomorrow.